Hi guys, how is your stitching? My name is Tatiana and this is my Flosstube number 13. First of all, I want to welcome all the new viewers and new subscribers. Welcome! I'm very happy to have you over here. In my previous video, I showed you my visit to Paris cross-stitch shop. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the shop in French because I don't speak French. But it was a beautiful visit and thank you for joining me in. You know, like sharing this video, it multiplies the joy of visiting that cross-stitch shop. Thank you. And also I want to thank you all the my old viewers, all-time viewers. I see some people comment on my videos from the very first one, and thank you. That means a lot. It encouraged me to share more and more. So yeah. Okay. Maybe I will briefly introduce myself one more time since I have so many more subscribers. So my name is Tatiana. I'm from Ukraine. I currently live in Italy and I also lived in America for several years. So I have traveled the world. And on my channel Heritage Stitching, I share all my love to cross stitch and other needlework crafts, including sewing, crochet, and whatever I can come up with. So usually I have my Flosstube every second or third week, and in between I share some fun videos like visiting cross-stitch shop because I do travel a lot, and some tutorials and stuff. So if you're interested, please join in. So today is a regular Flosstube update. Because I have so many different crafts that I do, in the description under the video I have timestamps for blogs. So I show my cross stitch starts, progress, finishes. Then I show my Vyshyvanka, which is traditional embroidered shirt of Ukraine. I stitch Vyshyvanka all the time, so it's part of my regular schedule of my Flosstube. Then I show my sewing and crochet project, which today, this is a crochet project that I finished this sweater, but more about that in the part of crochet. And at the end I show my hold and Stitchy Kindness if I have one, and today I do have. So if you want to skip or to look for a particular part, you can look in the description box. Also, I list all the projects that I show, because I understand my English may not be very clear sometimes. So I show all the project names and designers and companies in description below. So if you're interested in any of them, you can find them there in the order they appear. Okay, now I want to continue. Maybe I have everything prepared here, and on top of my pile is a Christmas card from Pam and Steph, and because I just can't, I keep going at their beautiful pictures, so I just need to show it already at the beginning. I wanted to show it in the end, but I just can't. Look at them, how cute they are. So this is Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. We met at Dutch Mini Retreat this September, I think it was. Yeah, in Netherlands. It was a nice stitching retreat. I enjoyed visiting so much. I have a recap video if you are interested in how retreats are going. I have a video in September about visiting this Dutch Mini Retreat. Yeah, so they were so kind to send me the Christmas card. When I received it, it was so cheerful. I liked it. Thank you, ladies. It was very nice of you. Okay, so now I don't have any distraction. A little statistic of my year I have written down. So in 2023, I made 89,000 stitches, which is medium result. I had years where I did more, and I had years where I did less. Yeah, that's a medium result. And also this year, previous year already, I made more of sewing project and crochet project, so I think it's a good result, 89,000, yeah. I had 19 starts. Most of them are small starts, so I'm not as as this number is not that large, I should say. And I have 9 finishes, which brings me to total at 87 WIPs by the end of the year, which is okay for me, with me. I had a rotation, last year I had a rotation 5 by 52, where each week I dedicated to a project, to one of my projects. So in such a way I was able to touch every single project, every single WIP I have during the year, except for one. I didn't manage to touch my biggest full coverage because I need to revisit it, and I still haven't found the solution, because I choose the wrong combination for fabric size and floss. So I'm stitching on 20 count with two strands of DMC, and it's very tight and I don't like it, so I need to revisit it, but I already have a good progress. So also last year I participated in WIP Go, and this year was very successful. I completed all my goals for WIP Go. I made it in time, and if you're interested in my progress, you can check out my the video before the previous one. In December, I posted a video about Flosstube Extra about all my WIP Go project. Today, I will not show the project that I already showed in that video. I will show my progress on project since that time. So one of the projects that I worked was a wooden map of Ukraine, and I finished, I don't know how to focus, please focus. It's a wooden map of Ukraine, and I stitched Mykolaiv district. So of course we have districts in Ukraine, and this is Mykolaiv, and it's fully finished. It's wood with pre-made holes for stitching. I have a pattern, but I use different colors because you can use any colors. It's kind of sampler style. And now I have two districts finished. If you're interested in how to stitch on wood, I do love stitching wood, and you will see I have another project on wood. I made a start with me video with how I started this district, Odessa district. So now Mykolaiv goes on its way, and it's on a place. So this wooden map, it's by Ukrainian producer, Magic Twinks, I think. I will have a name down below. Yeah, and I love it so much, so much. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so another district finished, and I will keep going on others. It's a nice quick stitch, and it feels like an accomplishment when you finish one district, and it feels so good to put it back on map. That's that project. Then I worked on my Mill Hill project, which lives in the project bag that I made myself also. Not the best one, but it was fun. So this is Moonstruck by Mill Hill. It's a classical Mill Hill kit where everything comes in it, and where you stitch on a perforated paper. To be honest, I prefer stitching on wood than on perforated paper, because paper is so tender. I'm so afraid to get it wet or to like cut it. Yeah, but it's more tender than wood. With wood you can do whatever. But it's still fun, and I made a good progress. I made it here. Yeah, I think I stitched mostly of the house. I use everything what came in kit, and it's quite beautiful. Now before putting away my project, once I stitch on it, I put it in a pile that meant to be a pile for my next Flosstube. And today when I was looking through this pile, like, oh, did I work on it? I even forgot that I worked on it. That was about this cat. So next project lives in this project bag that I also made myself. From this one I'm proud, I like it. And I already took it out. Next project is a Merry Witchmas advent calendar that was a free stitch along, I think a couple of years ago. Yeah, 2022 maybe. And I got it once it was free as a SAL. I think she released this pattern as a whole pattern after that, and now you can find it on her Etsy probably, or yeah, I will link down below all the information. So with this advent calendar, I decided to finish it in several hoops, not in one hoop, but several hoops, and like organize it as a collage on the wall. So I'm stitching it on Zweigert 3609 6016, that's the color name, of linen, which is 32 count, this beautiful green linen, and I managed to finish number 17. This is number 20 and this is number 22. So if you can see, there is like around, there's a sign for my hoop, so this is gonna be hoop size, and several other days will fit in it. I think it's the biggest hoop I have, and other will be smaller, containing other dates. Yeah, very beautiful one. I like it. Very cute, quite not very quick stitch because there are many color changes, but the result is very beautiful. And this is my WIP goal call for January 20, for this WIP goal for this year 2024. We're already in 2024. So, and my goal says that I need to complete one day. So I will complete one of the day. So I don't put it too far away, but yeah, you will see it next time as well. Next one also lives in project bag, but I want to remake this project bag. I don't like how it turned out, so I'm not showing because I have troubles with my sewing machine. This is another kit from Ukraine. It's a Ukrainian producers of kits. The name is Fruzelok, and it's their series of like toy horses. Everything comes in kit. You get this horse, which and also this base, which made it like a rolling horse, you know, like and of course everything else also comes in kit. So here is my progress. Maybe we'll show it like that. Yeah, it was December 30th, it was Saturday, and I already finished my WIP go, I finished my rotation, and I was like, what should I stitch? What should I stitch? And it was already late to stitch my Vyshyvanka, and I was like, time to start. And that was my one evening start. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It's beautiful. It's a small stitch. I don't think it's many more than 1000 stitches, so I should be able to finish it. And I will, once I finish, of course, I will show you how I assemble it. If you've seen my previous video about visiting Crochet shop in Paris, you probably know that I've got a fantastic pattern, which is Santa and the Merry Animals, designed by Sandra Sulivan, and it's by Homespan Elegance. I fell in love immediately with this pattern. Yeah, and like I needed to start it ASAP. And when I started it, I mentioned that here it says, "Merry are the animals." It's so true, because I love animals a lot. I study veterinary medicine here in Italy, so for me, like I like stitching animals, and this saying on pattern is very much my style. So I pulled out from my stash. This is picture this plus gingerbread Edinburgh linen, small piece that I had in my stash for some time already. Gingerbread is a perfect color, I think, for this stitching. Just a moment. Yeah, I'm back. So I think this color is perfect for the stitching. It's not called for, but that's what I had in stash because I wanted to start at the SAL. That's what I choose. The only drawdown is that it's 36 count, which is a little too tight because the pattern calls for 2 strands. There are several blends in the pattern, so I do need to use 2 strands in order to finish it. And yeah, on 36 count, 2 strands full cross, it's a little tight, but I still like it. And yeah, I thought maybe the rabbit is made with 1 strand, and every other stitching is made with 2 strands. Maybe I will do animals with 1 strand and the main character and tree with 2 strands, and so it may get a 3-dimensional appearance. I will try. So here's the story. I use everything called for except for the red because it calls for number 300 of DMC, and I think 300 DMC is brown, it's not red. Maybe I mixed up something, I don't know. Anyway, I had this beautiful color, which is variegated floss, number 75 by DMC, and here's the story. Alright guys, I like to tell stories. So I had a pattern that called for number 75 DMC. So I went to the local shop and asked for number 75, and they told me that it doesn't exist. And I'm like, how it doesn't exist if I have it in my in my code for list? And I showed a picture of that's the other pattern that calls for it. And they're like, no, they pull out the DMC like color palette, this book, you know, with all the DMC colors. And he shows me that there is no 75 number even in color palette of DMC. And I was, okay. So I double checked, I made some research, and it turns out that that's an old color that used to exist, but somehow now it's discontinued. But it's a beautiful color. It's like, it's a subtle variegation. It's perfect because DMC has other color, which is 115, which is also variegated red, but variegation there is very dramatic, like from dark red to bright red, which is a little too much if you want like a set of variegation like it's here. So I did want to like have a 75. So I visited probably, I don't know, several cross stitch shops here in Italy in few, and I went to other cities to look for this number, and I found it in one of the older cross stitch shops. They had like old stash of flosses, and like I bought 3 skeins. So I have enough for that project that I intended to stitch it on, and also I decided to use this for the coat of Santa, and I think it's perfect color for it. Just love it. Oh, so happy with this start. Yeah, I started it on New Year Eve, so it was my last start of 2023, and hopefully it will be finished in 2024. Who knows, we'll see. So then on January 1st, I started another project. So here's another story. Oh my god, I hope you won't get tired of my stories. So I visited few cross stitch shops here in Italy, and I made a video, so you can find it on my channel. And what I noticed in like Italian traditional heritage stitching of Italy, that they do love to stitch on towers. They have towers, like for kitchen towers mostly, with their, I'm gonna show you now, with the Aida like part already incorporated in a tower, and you can stitch any design on this part, and it's very popular in Italy. And you know, while I was going through those shops and like making videos of all those towers, and like, I don't need it, but I want it. Because it's just something interesting about it. Not only that, but I have a lovely viewer, and she offered, she also got excited about this tower stitching, and she offered to make a SAL, Italian tower SAL. And on January 1st, we started because she ordered her towers from Italy, and she's in America, so it took some time for towers to arrive overseas. But finally it arrived and we were able to start. So here's my tower. I bought it on a craft exhibition in Milan. And you see, that's how it works. So it's a regular tower. And here on one side it had incorporated Aida. It's 14 count Aida, and it's a decent amount to stitch different motifs, any you like. They have so many styles, like so many companies produce it. It's very popular in Italy. They also have aprons like that, where you have like a regular kitchen apron, and here you have Aida part, so you can stitch something on here. This particular tower is from Giaquinto Tessitura. Yeah, 100% code. I will link it down below because it's unpronounceable Italian name. Yeah, so we had a start. We don't use any hashtag because we made a style over emails, but if you want, we can create a hashtag and publish it. So what I choose to do, I have this magazine from Czech Republic, and I'm stitching this cat. I've showed it already before, and I also liked this pattern that also in this magazine. Now I can find a bigger one. Yeah, here. And colors fit perfectly my tower. It's the exact match. So I'm this is like a table runner that you can stitch fully, but I'm taking only one part. I'm taking only left branch of these beautiful flowers, and I'm stitching it on my tower. So it's a small start. I just started it on January 1st, and I think I worked another evening, and that's it. And here's my progress. Yeah, here's my progress. I positioned it in the middle. It perfectly fits on sides, but it's a little bit tight from top and down, so I will lose few stitches from the chart on the top and on the bottom, but it's fine. The main flower will be in, so it should be beautiful. Yeah, here's my progress. Yeah, well, with this stitching you need, if you want, you can be careful with your back side. And my stitcher friend, she makes an exact like two-sided cross stitch. It takes a lot of time, but your front and your back side would be exactly perfect. Very beautiful. Yeah, she sent me pictures. That's gorgeous work she does. It's so beautiful. Oh my god. I'm not paying attention on my back side. Here's my back. So it's like, it's not the worst, but I'm not paying attention. It probably will be displayed like this anyway, because nobody will be allowed to attach this tower anyway after I stitch it. So yeah, I'm fine with, I know on towers, and also like when we stitch Ukrainian traditional towers, like it's recommended to pay attention on your backside, so your backside is also neat. But I have so many WIPs and so little time. So because it takes much more time when you pay attention on your back, at least for me. I don't have that that patience. And also when I try to do my back side very beautiful, my front side become less beautiful, which I don't like. So that's all my cross stitch, but but that's all my WIPs. But For this year, for 2024, I decided to do a new rotation. So I did enjoy my rotation 5x52, but I want to do something different this year. And what I'm doing, I will have a focus piece that I intended to do for 2 or 3 weeks. And I think it's a perfect one for between my Flosstubes. So what I decided to do, each Flosstube I will announce my focus piece that I will be focusing till my next Flosstube, and I will show you my progress. In such a way, during the year, I want to give a good progress to the several projects because I have a big number of WIPs, and I want to have less WIPs, but not because of the number, but because I like those WIPs and I want them on my walls. And now I have space on walls. I want to put it on my walls. So I want to give a good push to several projects. And my first one for this year is PhD, which stands Project Half Done. That's all about our. But Stitchrovia, it's a beautiful pattern. I bought it from Etsy, the Etsy shop. And I have a small progress. That's already 10% because it's Pattern Keeper comparable. I stitch it from Pattern Keeper, so I know my progress. It's already 10% done. And I think I should be able to finish it in a couple of weeks to my next Flosstube. We'll see. So that's the starting point. And next Flosstube, I will show you hopefully a finish. Don't quote me on that. So now on to my Vyshyvanka. For those who are new to my channel, Vyshyvanka is an embroidered shirt. Vyshyvanka is a Ukrainian word, and in Ukraine we have a big tradition of stitching traditional, authentic Ukrainian blouses, mostly blouses, but we have other part of wardrobe also. And I have a progress. So I wanted to finish it in 2023, this Vyshyvanka, but unfortunately I didn't manage to. But I've got a good progress, and I will show you what I am on. So when I seen you last, I finished my sleeves, and I attached them. So my top part of the sleeve was already attached, and I attached the main part, this one. And now that's how my sleeves are looking. That's one sleeve, and the second one is exactly the same. That a lot of still haven't figured out how to show you my Vyshyvanka. Maybe I should switch camera and show you top-down view. Yeah. Two sleeves. So those parts, we call it puhliki in Ukrainian, which means kind of puffy stuff. And it makes it puffy. It basically folds that make this beautiful appearance of your sleeve. And it's a lot of work. I tell you what, it took me several days to attach those two sleeves. And because I was doing it for the first time, those puffs, it involves a lot of counting and a lot of thinking, positioning, and also you can see here on underarms there is this part, this square part that is attached into here, so for easy movement of your hand after that when you wear it. And it took a lot of counting to position it like in the right, in the correct position, so that everything is square, because it got attached to the front, to the back, and to the sleeve. And you know, it's the brain power that you need. I will show you also from inside. because what I like about Ukrainian, about traditional embroidered shirts is that the back side is also quite beautiful. I haven't finished all the back, but I will show you the difference. So for example, this is the back, and for example here I already closed the edge, and for example here the edge is not closed. So first you stitch, you have this edge like fluffy and not too beautiful, but then you also finish your back, and in the end you have a back. It's not like, it doesn't look like front, but it's still very neat and beautiful. Yeah, so I'm still working at it. Not all the edges are closed, still some work to be done, but I tried it already even though it's like still quite a mess. I tried it and I felt so good, so good. Oh my god, I can't wait to wear it, just can't wait. Okay, I will tell you one more time. So this is the front, this is the front, those are sleeves, and those sleeves will be like this. Of course, everything will be nice and tidy. Wow, wow, it's so much. And this is the first Vyshyvanka that I'm making by hand, like putting it together by hand. Before that I stitched one, but I gave it to the tailor, so she put it together for me with sewing machine. But this one I want to do traditional style, and it takes much more time, but it feels so good. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. And I started on my cuffs. So this was the main part of the sleeve, and here will be cuff. I started working on it, so it's in a hoop. Here is my progress on first of the cuff. Yes, I'm trying to use same. I'm making this part on myself, making it up myself. Of course, I look online for inspiration, but I just combined traditional stitches that exist. I have many books on traditional stitching, and yeah, I'm just combining them together and trying to use the same elements that I use in main part of the Vyshyvanka, so it's cohesive. It's a lot of work, but it gives me such an energy, and can't wait to wear it. So that was my Vyshyvanka, and now on to, I don't have like a sewing project, but I have a mixed sewing and crochet project. So I made a project bag. So here's the front side of my project bag. I made it big for Christmas, so it's like fabric is in style for the time of the year. And here's the back side. Back side is crochet. Pattern I made up myself. My edges are not exactly beautiful. I'm working on it. The next part will be more beautiful, but I had this an idea. I like combining styles, combining techniques in doing pieces. So combining sewing technique and crochet was quite interesting, and I have a beautiful fabric inside. So now I have another project bag, and it was my first attempt of doing it. I may do a little bit different the next one. Maybe I also will do a tutorial once I master this style, because it's quite interesting to make such a project bag, if you also want to do it. Okay, that was that. And now the biggest finish of my crochet. So this sweater, this is a turning point sweater that I started 4 years ago. It was my longest whip, and I finished it. I changed it a little bit because of my gouge that I didn't make, because I used different yarn. I use alpaca yarn, not the called for. This is merino wool, the accent color. So the name is Turning Point Sweater. It's a free chart from Line brand, I think. Yeah, and I also changed colors. I made them longer because I ran out of the main color, and I used like 6 skein of the main color of alpaca, and I bought it in America when I lived there. So now, being in Italy and ordering again from America, overseas shipping, I didn't want to deal with that. So I had this on stash, which is like also alpaca, but the fluffy one, and colorate. So I made it, I used it, and I love how it turned out. Look at that. I mean, show you closer. Yeah, look how beautiful it is. My back. Nice. Nice. I love it so much. It's so warm, it's soft, it's alpaca is just such a good fiber. Love it so much. So I may insert a video how I did the bottom ribbon. I crocheted the same way I did here, but because it's so long on the bottom side, much longer than the calves, it doesn't have enough stretch to like enough bounce to keep it together. So I added this bouncy thing. I like crocheted from the back side, you can see it on the video, to give it a little like bouncy appearance, and it worked out. Yeah, quite fun. I found this technique somewhere in the internet. It wasn't my creation. I didn't find it very interesting to use, and luckily enough, I had the exact color that matches my stitching, so it was quite fun. Yeah, now my sweater is finished, and I'm gonna wear it now. I already love it. Yeah, I'm wearing it. Love it, and I'm so happy to have a finish on my 4 years whip, crochet whip. Next project I had was little Christmas trees. I do not remember the name of the pattern. You will find it in the description, and it's so cute. So I made the small size, I made the large size, and I'm working on the largest. It was small, medium, and I'm working on the biggest tree. A little bit left to finish, and yeah, that's so fun. You use, I think it's called Bobble stitch, all the way around, and it's a free pattern that I found online. I already pinned it last year, but I bought yarn last year, but I didn't have time to work on it last year, so that was quite a fun project for this year. This is a regular what's it called, acrylic yarn with polyester sparkles in it. Yeah. So quite fun project, and I'm using 4.5mm hoop. So we are past New Year, past Christmas, but I still hope to finish this tree, so my combination for the next year is already done. Beautiful. Wow, how it turned out. And what's nice about those trees, they stay on their own. You don't need to put like anything inside. They're like they're empty inside, and they stay. Very nice. Nice pattern. I like that really. Okay. And now Stitchy Kindness. So I'm doing it for the first time, so please be patient with me, guys. I got contacted by Fiona Wittmann. She's a designer. She designs beautiful full coverage pattern, huge full coverage pattern. She uses her own artwork, and also she licenses other people artwork. Her Etsy shop is Winken Blinken Not. Very long, unpronounceable name, but I will link it down below in the description so you can find it. And she offered me a free chart. but her charts are huge, and I'm a little intimidating to commit to another full coverage, such a big full coverage. So instead, we agreed that this free chart will go to one of you guys, because I know many of you stitch full coverage and commit to enormous full coverage, which would take a lifetime to finish. Very brave of you guys. So this is my first giveaway, and you can win one of her pattern from her Etsy shop, or any one that you chooses. Because it's a PDF pattern, the only thing you need to provide me then your email address. So it's no like mailing address, which should be fine. And to enter the giveaway, please leave a comment answering. Also be a subscriber, and please leave a comment answering the question: what's your favorite combination of stitching, meaning floss number and fabric count? Because I stitch my enormous full coverage on 20 count, and I'm using 2 floss of DMC over 1 of course on Oida, but 20 count 2 floss of DMC, it's very tight. I'm not enjoying the process. So I'm wondering what are you guys using? What's your favorite combination for full coverage? Fabric count and number of flosses. So that's the question I'm asking. If you don't stitch full coverage, or you don't have a favorite, just mention any other combination you like for stitching. I'm really curious to see what's your favorite one. Yeah, and other than full coverage, my favorite combination is 2 strands of floss over 32 count over 2. So 2 over 2, or 16 count, 2 floss of DMC over 16 count. That's my regular go-to, but for big full coverage it's a little bit too large of a count, so I don't know what to do with my full coverage. Maybe I will switch to the half stitch. Somebody offered me to do that. We'll see. So that's please don't mention any like words like giveaway and stuff. We don't want any unwanted activity on this channel. And I will draw a winner in my next Flosstube, which gonna be in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. Today is January 4th, and so in about 2-3 weeks I will draw a winner. That's that. Another Stitchy Kindness that I now participate in the Facebook group that which the name I can never remember. Stitch Across the Pond, Stitching Chart. It's a Facebook group, and it's a beautiful communities of stitchers. We meet every month for like stitching chart together. And there are people from all over the world. It's a beautiful community. I enjoy being part of it. And for the Christmas, we had a small exchange. I haven't received mine yet, but my partner received mine. So my partner was Angie Perry, and she has her Flosstube tiny house stitching. Tiny house? Yeah, something tiny house. And of course I stitched a tiny house for her, and I made it in a project bag. And you know, I enjoyed the whole process of this small exchange, because how it's built is that we have a new one coming on the group, so if you want to join, you can find all the information in Facebook group. So how it works is that you get an information about your partner, where you have like preference of color, of design, of to whom you gonna stitch something and send. And it's such a beautiful mind process that, you know, when you pick a big design to stitch, you follow your preference, your favorite design and your favorite colors. But here you have somebody else, and so her favorite color is purple. And I went to my stash like, what purple do I have? I usually don't tend to stitch with purple, and it was such an interesting process to look for flosses, to look for grid, to look to color combinations that can reflect the other person's preference. And it was a wonderful process because it puts you out of your traditional your favorite stitching and gives you something else, new emotions, and I enjoyed it a lot stitching purple. I turned out I have so many purple stuff around. I didn't expect that. Yeah, so I stitched this small house, tiny house, made it in the project bag and sent it overseas, and enjoyed every bit of it. The last part I usually do haul, and I do have a lot of haul from my visiting Crochet shop in Paris, but I'm showing it in videos about that. So next week I will have a video about visiting Crochet shop in Versailles, which is about half an hour from Paris, and I have a beautiful haul from there. I can't wait to share it, but I will show that in next video. Other than that, I have a little acquisition that I found in a local thrift shop. What I found. So this is a tray. It's quite popular in Italy to finish your cross stitch in trays, and it's quite solid tray. So this one I found in thrift shop, and look at this beautiful stitching. So somebody stitched this beautiful work and made it into the tray, and I just so it's dirty, it's old. I want to TLC it. I want to probably take it out and do something else with the stitching, maybe to do a project bag or something like that. And I will use that frame to finish this tray, to finish maybe one of my stitching into it. Yeah, beautiful work, beautiful. I like those pieces. When I see some cross stitch in a thrift shop, I tend to buy them. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's my only haul stitching related, other than my Paris. Thank you for staying with me, guys. It's a great pleasure to share my excitement about all the crafty work with you. It's a true pleasure. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested, enter the giveaway, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, happy stitching.